Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's going on? So we have an upcoming fight that looks to be all but signed, sealed, and delivered between Erickson the Hammer Lubin and Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora at 154 pounds, one of my favorite divisions. Y'all know how I feel about 154. I think it's the most competitive division in boxing. There's other divisions that could be better, more talent stacked, more skill, have a lot more notable names and stuff like that. But I just believe, in my opinion, the super welterweight division is the division where most of the action is happening. Everybody's fighting everybody. Everybody looks to be, to want to be the best and want to fight the best and want to put themselves in a position to be undisputed champion. We've already had an undisputed fight this year. We're about to have the rematch of that same undisputed fight, which ended in a draw at the first quarter of 2022, man. So, and you got all these guys like Tim Tszyu, ERICKSON LUBIN, Sebastian Fundora, the IBF mandatory, I forget his name. You still got guys like Tony Harrison, Julian J. Rock Williams, and a lot of up and coming guys as well in that division that's trying to put themselves in a position to get in that undisputed spot, or to be in a position to become champion. So, and keep in mind, in a couple of years we're gonna have Errol the True Spence Jr. and other fighters that'll be going to that division, man. So I'm really excited about super welterweight, and this is just another great matchup. It's a lot on the line for both guys. I'm a huge fan of Erickson Lubin. I just think the guy is extremely talented. I think he brings a lot to the table in terms of just sheer boxing ability and talent. Sebastian Fundora is a very exciting and entertaining fighter to watch as well. The fact that he's 6'5", almost 6'6", fighting at 154 brings a level of excitement and entertainment to the game as well, along with the fact that he has power in both hands. He's a fighter that throws punches in bunches. He has a great uppercut, great left hook. He likes to fight. He likes to exchange with you, and he doesn't really fight like a tall guy. He fights like a guy that, that fights on the inside. He fights like a shorter guy who likes to get on the inside and rumble with you and exchange and throw punches in bunches. So that's always exciting, but he's a skill fighter too. He has really good skills. You can tell that he knows what he's doing in there. I would like to see him use the jab more, but outside of that, I really like what Sebastian Fundora brings to the table. And in my opinion, that being 6'5", in that weight class, it could be a disadvantage. And for him, for him to be able to do what he's been doing, he's actually been, making the best of that frame. I mean, even though I feel like he can box better from the outside, I think he's doing a great job of, being effective with that frame in such a small weight class for his size. So, but again, man, Sebastian Fundora, he's undefeated. Think he's like 18-0 with 12 knockouts. You have Erickson Lubin, who only has one loss to the current unified champion Jermell Charlo, who's about to fight for undisputed again in February. He's only lost one time to that guy. It was a first round knockout. Erickson Lubin was extremely green and young, who just felt like he was ready at the time. I was one of the people that was like, fuck it, if he want to get in the ring, get in there. But there were a lot of people that was saying, man, look, he ain't ready yet. He needs some time. And he got in there and got lined up by a good, it was like a half uppercut, half right uppercut, half right hook. It was a very awkward punch that Jermell Charlo hit him with. while Erickson Lubin was ducking down. I think he was getting ready to throw a punch. He just got timed really well, and he got hurt real bad, man. He really couldn't recover. It was a one-punch knockout at the end of the first round. I was really like bummed out. I was happy that Charlo won. I would have been happy if either guy won because I'm a huge fan of either guy. But you know, I was happy that Charlo won and it was an exciting knockout. But at the same time, I was kind of bummed out because I'm like, damn, I wish this shit could have went 6, 7, 8 rounds, because you can tell the way that those first 2.5 minutes went that it was gonna be a chess match, and it was gonna be some shit that transpired later on in that fight that would have been exciting for fight fans. So Erickson Lubin has been steadily working himself back into the fold, back into the mix, getting back into position to get another shot at a world title. He put on a great performance versus Jason Rosario on the, I believe that was the, what undercard was that? Matter of fact, it was a Tank Davis and Mario Barrios undercard. That's what it was. And he put on a phenomenal performance versus Jason Rosario. He really put all the punches together. Defense was on point. He went to the body. He's always been a really good body puncher, but you can just see the improvements and the development with him working with Coach Kevin Cunningham. You can see that they really been like sharpening up his tools and really, you know, keeping everything sharp and short on the inside. And he's learning how to use the jab more and just be more effective as a boxer, but also mix up the offense as well, and just being a more well-balanced fighter. So he's a southpaw, got power in both hands. He call him Jack and Sledge. You dig what I'm saying, man? A very exciting fighter to watch. I think he's a complete fighter who can do it all. The only knock on him is that he has a suspect chin. You know, he's been knocked out by Jamel Charlo. He was hurt a bit versus Terrell Gausha. You know, so a lot of people feel like, man, he can't take a good shot. So we'll see. I think he deserves another opportunity if he continues to improve and continues to win, you know, good fights. But this is going to be a very interesting matchup, man. You got who I think is a world level elite guy in Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora, who is really taking his biggest step up fight. This is the biggest challenge that he's seen thus far in his young career. And his last fight, which was on the also on the Tank Davis undercard, the Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz, that was a very competitive fight. It wasn't one-sided at all, despite the unanimous decision. I thought he fought this unknown guy from Mexico who was undefeated. I think his name was Sergio Gonzalez, was making his debut in the U.S. He put on a really good performance. Well, he put on a really good effort. He was making things difficult for Fundora in there. One thing that I did notice is that, you know, even though the Gonzalez guy, he didn't really have a lot of power, but he hit Fundora with some really good, like, looping shots, which is great shots that you can throw at a tall guy like Fundora. You know, he hit him with some good flush stuff, man, and, you know, busted his pack open a little bit, you know what I'm saying, had him bleed, you know, but Fundora has a really good chin. That's one thing that I noticed. He was taking some good shots, and he just kept on, you know, coming forward, being steadfast, throwing a lot of punches, and a lot of things. I also saw Sergio Gonzalez go to the body as well. I thought he should have went to the body more, which is something that I think Erickson Lubin can take advantage of, is going to the body, because when you that tall, man, your frame is just wide open for a shorter guy to go in there and just like have a huge target to go to the body. Now, it ain't going to be easy because Fundora has a great uppercut. You know, he has a great uppercut. He can throw the left and the right uppercut, and they're devastating. He got really good power, some shit that'll stain your ass and put you down if you're not careful. So that's going to be a very fun and exciting fight to watch. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope it's solidified, and maybe they put it on the, I think that's a main event type of fight. Not no pay-per-view or no shit like that, but I think that's main event. But I wouldn't mind if they put that on the undercard of an even bigger fight. And that shit would be lit as fuck. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. How do y'all feel about this matchup? Is this something that y'all would want to see? And who you think, just right offhand, who do you think will come out on top? This is huge implications because this puts the winner of this fight puts themselves right in line for a shot at either undisputed or that WBA title. Because remember, the WBO, Tim Tszyu is going to have first dibs. He took step aside money, I believe, for Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano to get that another shot to do the rematch for undisputed. So there's stipulations to that. Tim Tszyu is going to have first dibs on the winner of that fight. And then the IBF mandatory also is going to have, if he continues to win, he's also going to have next in line. So the next guy after that would be the winner of this fight. So these guys are putting themselves in position to be, you know, right there in the mix to be champions. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. How do y'all feel about this fight? Who y'all think gonna win? Do y'all like this matchup? Contender regime, boxing. I'll holla at y'all boys, man.